According to the narrative, an airship is an aerostat. An aerostat is a sort of balloon that uses gas to fly. The three main types of airship designs are non-rigid, semi-rigid, and rigid. What I'll mainly be focusing on is the rigid airship. A rigid airship has a rigid framework covered by an outer skin. The interior contains one or more gas bag, cells, or balloons to provide lift. According to the narrative, in 1670, the Jesuit priest Father Francesco, sometimes referred to as the father of aeronautics, published a copy of an aerial ship, which was theoretically sound but practically unrealizable. More people expounded his theory until 1709, when another Jesuit priest flew a smaller hot air balloon 95 meters into the sky, and airships continued to evolve until they became what we recognize as zeppelins and blimps. They were used in World War I and after until May 6, 1937, when the Hindenburg caught fire and fell from the sky. That one disaster ended the era of the airship. Now let's consider some problems. I should like to ask two questions about the Hindenburg. First, why is there a camera crew there at that moment? Does that not seem questionable? Second, why did they stop using rigid airships after the Hindenburg crashed? How many airplanes, sailing ships, and cars crashed or malfunctioned? Why didn't they stop using those too? As to the first question, I suppose you could say they were simply there to watch a routine airship landing. Yet why is there so little other footage of the Hindenburg's other flights, or of the flights of other airships, for that matter? The second question is even more suspicious. Why did they stop using rigid airships after the one incident of the Hindenburg? What about every other method of transport? Why didn't they stop using steamships after that Titanic sank? How many airplanes crashed in their early days, and how many crash today? Sure, you could say airships are more dangerous because of their hydrogen, which is highly flammable. But there's a simple solution to the highly flammable hydrogen: helium. Using helium would be just as efficient as hydrogen, but without the same fire risk. It would be very simple to transition to helium, and airships have great potential. You can float in essentially a house to wherever you feel like. Now for the alternative. The alternative theory is that airships were used and invented in the Old World era, and the design was then used in the late 1800s to early 1900s for various things. Then the controllers decided airships were a threat and either orchestrated or used the Hindenburg disaster to end their use for some reason, likely because they posed a threat to their oil industry. After all, it is hard to monopolize air. As always, I encourage you not to take my words without research of your own, and I also encourage you to dig deeper. Oh, and if you want to ride on an airship today, you can! It's only $200,000.